So a lot of stocks collapsed today. This is the first time in about 2 months that we've seen the Nasdaq drop by close to -2%. In today's video, we're going to address what to expect within the next few days, and I'm going to share with y'all two stocks to keep on watch for tomorrow, right? Y'all, let's dive right into the charts right off the bat. We got the Nasdaq, and again, as I mentioned earlier, this is a massive drop, a nasty drop. And look at the bottom, big volume too, an increase in volume, red candles. It goes from really small doji to a very large candle right here. It's not good. The situation is looking bearish. I warned you guys yesterday. If you haven't watched that video that I put out last night, I'm going to pin it at the top right of the video. That way I can click on it and watch it. I give you specific warnings. I wasn't interested in going long on anything in the market because most stocks were overvalued and we were due for a potential drop. All right, right now we're not out of the woods just yet. The situation is bearish. This is the moment, this is the time that bears gonna take over the markets, and we're gonna see some consolidation, drop, consolidation, drop, consolidation. That's the trend that we're going to follow soon. All right. So that's with the Nasdaq. Let's look at the SPY. It didn't drop as much as the Nasdaq did, but it's still low. I think it went down by like -1%. Or actually, no, -0.7% for that matter. So this thing isn't done yet. It's not done yet. Let's check out the VIX. And the VIX is up also. The VIX jumped this morning. It had a huge spike to 1420. Yeah, so it opened up really high. And it did something that's a little bit off. Usually when the VIX drops, the market tends to rise. But in this situation, the market and the VIX also dropped. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually gap up again in the morning. Sometimes the VIX does weird things that doesn't make any sense. But in this situation, it kind of dropped all the way back down to supports. Therefore, seeing another gap up to 1420 at the open wouldn't surprise me. Watch out for that. And if it does happen, that means we're going to sell off again. Most likely, we're going to sell off again. So just keep your eyes for that. Set an alert on the VIX, like right at 14.2. And if it rings intraday, then there will be a high likelihood of a huge sell-off intraday. So just keep your alerts right there at 1420. Now let's look at the crypto market before I share the stocks to keep on watch for tomorrow. We're gonna do an update on that. Again, it looks decent right now. The main question is it a trap or is it not a trap? It hasn't really revealed itself as a trap. I mean the volume is pretty big. I'm not gonna lie, the volume is pretty big. But at the top of that specific candle, there are sellers there. Like right over at the top of that candle there are sellers. It's not like a full bar. And again, keep in mind the location of the pattern relative to the run. So again, I still think it's a trap because of everything else. Because of how everything else is looking. Let's go back to ThinkorSwim and let's check out how those crypto stocks reacted to that jump. Again, I warned y'all yesterday that we were going to go between 25 and 26 with Mara, play some games, and then eventually fall back down. I drew this thing play by play right there. The doji that I thought would happen didn't really happen. It opened higher and then immediately faded. All right. So when is it going to get to $20 per share? It could be tomorrow. It could be tomorrow. This is not a good sign. This is It's fallen in a different fashion that I've drawn, but ultimately it's gonna get to the same price. The question is when. When is it going to get there? All right. And I don't know specifically. It could be tomorrow, or it could be Thursday, or it could be Friday. But I know that eventually it's going to drop here and then kind of flatten out between 15 and $17 before we see another move higher. Um, because of, and also one more thing, I got really lucky today with a trade because over the weekend on Friday, after I took this trade and on Mara between 29 and $24, I decided to short the crypto market again, but not with Mara. We actually chose coin right over here. All right. So 5 minutes before the market closed on Friday, I decided to buy puts on coin when it closed at 174. I was not expecting that little breakout with BTC at all. And I'm saying we got really, really lucky because of the way it opens. Like right when it opens, let's go back to ThinkorSwim. So this is coin. All right. Right when it opened, first we have the scare. So I'm checking this thing overnight, and this thing is huge. So immediately in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm about to be down quite a bit, which is gonna be annoying, all right? But lucky for me, the Nasdaq started to sell off, and coin started to follow that Nasdaq sell off as well, and it ended up at a at no gain or no loss at all. It opened up at the exact same price, which made the trade a lot more pleasant, I would say. It made the trade more pleasant. And we actually ended up making money on coin right here. So I was just holding my puts here all the way until around like 9 a.m. Central Time. After the first 30 minutes, when coin decided to get all the way down towards like 161, the price target that I had for it was exactly 160. So when it got there in literally 30 minutes, that's when I decided to start selling everything, selling all of my puts. I didn't think it will drop all the way down to 155 as it did here. It didn't show that clue until later on during the day. So my exits was all over here, right there. This is where I got out. And then as you can see on the chart, this is a descending triangle. I didn't see this. I wasn't in the office. If I did see it at that time, I would have re-entered right here instead of taking a small position at the close, which I do have. I did have a small position at the close for tomorrow short. All right. Now, is this thing going to play some games before dropping? It's a maybe. It's a maybe. It could open up just a little bit higher, consolidate, and then drop on Thursday. It could do that. Or it could just fall all the way down to like 150 and then bounce, which would be the best case scenario. That way I could actually get out. Like the ultimate price target, or the original plan was for today to only drop to 160, consolidates, and then drop to 150 before we see some type of like 10 to 15% bounce between tomorrow and Friday. So we'll see how this one goes. So that's the update on the crypto market and all crypto stocks. Now let's look at the first stock to keep on watch for tomorrow. The first stock that y'all should be keeping in your watches is Palantir. And the reason why I want to share Palantir with y'all is because of this. Y'all saw that little descending triangle on coin that I literally just showed you guys. It was there. There's another one right on Palantir, and it's right here. It actually broke down this morning today. So this is it right there. The descending triangle is here. It broke down on Friday actually, and then it opened lower today and then sold off. This thing is probably gonna drop all the way down to $15 to this green circle right here. Again, this is a descending triangle. Very simple, very basic. So watch it for a drop all the way down to 15. Along with everything else, QQQ, SPY, I think it's all gonna drop. But this one, there is a setup there, and that's why I thought it would be nice for this video. So that's the first stock to keep on watch. The next stock to keep on watch for tomorrow, that stock is Snapchat. All right. And the reason why I want to share Snapchat with y'all is because it's overvalued. I'm sharing this one, not overvalued, it's relatively overvalued, right? We all know that it's been crushed since $83 and it's trying to recover slowly, all right? It had a massive push from here, $9 all the way up to $18. Nearly doubled its price, kind of like Square. And congrats to anybody who made money on Square. I shared it with y'all yesterday. I told y'all a drop was coming, and it definitely did drop. It got really close to 70. All right, we're gonna look at Square after this. But for Snapchat, again, this one broke down. There is a gap to fill at 15 bucks. Therefore, watch it for a drop tomorrow to exactly 15 bucks. All right, gonna keep it nice and simple. If we zoom in on the 1 hour. There is a bearish pennant on there. I see it, and I kind of like it. I say kind of because I've seen better looking bearish pennants. But this one is a bearish pennant. And it did break down today. All right, so watch it for a drop to $15. All right, now what I was saying with Square. So this is Square. All right, and I told you I'll watch it for a drop to that red box, that red bin. If you haven't watched the video, I'm gonna pin it at the top right segment of the video, of this video, top right. That way y'all can watch it. It's 16 minutes long, a little longer than usual, but I explained to y'all why I was bearish. And the gap is on the left-hand side. It could go a little bit lower even. Again, everything, most stocks, at least most tech stocks, is looking like that. I'm not bullish on anything, and therefore I would caution you to be very careful if you're trying to chase anything along, especially tech stocks. All right, so that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to demolish the like buttons as always. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Again, I release videos from Sunday to Thursday, exactly 10 p.m. Central Time. All right, so definitely click on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of my trades in real time as I see them, you can click on the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma, and Patternology Lab on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if you're interested in getting some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma, Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.